My name is Pennywise, though to many I am simply the dancing clown. To others, I am something older, something deeper. My existence goes back beyond human comprehension, beyond their feeble notions of time and space. I have inhabited this world since before men walked upon it, moving between dimensions, feeding on their most primal fears. However, it was in the small, quiet town of Derry where I found my home, where my presence was most strongly rooted. Derry is a special place, a place where the shadows run deepest and where reality bends under the weight of something humans can neither see nor understand. Here I hide, in the sewers, in the dark corners, waiting for fear to call me. For fear is what nourishes me. Human flesh is delicious, yes, but the real feast is the pure terror it unleashes in their minds. I can shape-shift, take on the face that most terrifies whoever watches me. Sometimes I am the monster under the bed, sometimes the predator lurking in the dark. But most of the time, I am Pennywise, the clown. Children are especially vulnerable. Their minds are an ocean of uncharted fears, and their fears are sweet to me. When I see them, I can smell their fear, I can feel it bubbling just below the surface. They are easy to attract, with their childlike curiosity and innocence intact. I always approach with a smile, a light laugh, something familiar and comforting. But when they fall into my trap, when their eyes widen as they understand what I really am, that's the moment I enjoy the most. Because that's when their fear is at its purest, most delicious. But it's not always easy. Some prey is harder to catch. Over the years, one group of kids in particular, a group that called themselves the Losers Club, became a thorn in my side. They had a bond, a strength that made them more resistant to my tricks. I tried to separate them, to confront them with their own fears, but something in them remained intact. That struggle, that tiny spark of hope, irritated me deeply. But I knew that, sooner or later, they would fall, because everyone is afraid. No one can escape it, not even those who think they are brave. Slept for long periods, every 27 years, re-emerging when the hunger became unbearable. Derry belonged to me. I felt how terror permeated every corner of the city, how the adults became blind to what was happening, how they ignored the disappearances and the violence. They were afraid of me too, even if they didn't know it. It was as if the whole city was an ecosystem designed to feed me, an endless cycle of suffering that repeated itself over and over again. Over the centuries, I have learned that fear does not have a single form. It changes, evolves with each generation. The monsters change, but the terror remains the same. In ancient times, it took on grotesque forms, creatures out of the most primitive nightmares. Now, in these modern times, the fear is more subtle, but equally effective. I am adaptable, and that is what keeps me strong. In the end, I know I will always come back. Children will grow up, forget, and the cycle will begin again. Adults are easy to fool. Fear is easier to ignore when you've already survived it once, but there's always something left, a little seed growing deep in the mind. And when that seed blooms, there I'll be, ready to claim what's mine. Because in the end, everyone floats. And when they find me, they will float too.